Okay, there we go. Now we got the recording. Okay. Good afternoon, Dr. Chung. Even though it's about 7 a.m. when I'm doing 8 a.m. when I'm doing this. This is my introductory PowerPoint for your class. Me, myself, and I can come up with a better name. What am I going to do? So I'm going to start off with my home. I technically live in two places. I say that because I was born in the town of Lake Charles, Louisiana. I currently live in Iowa, Louisiana, specifically right here where I'm taking care of my grandparents. Now, comparing Lake Charles to Iowa, I've done way more in regards to my life, both in terms of entertainment and, what's a good word, furthering my life in Lake Charles. The only notable thing there really is about Iowa is my favorite food truck, Vietnamese food truck, Highlights Food Kitchen. This is not sponsored, it's just good. Parked right there, not far from my grandparents' house. Lake Charles, on the other hand, my entire life has basically been in Lake Charles. A couple examples, a convention by the name of CypherCon that I cannot go to this year, thank you COVID-19, is normally hosted at the Lake Charles Civic Center downtown right there. Compared to that, alongside that, a place I like to go to hang out and meet my friends, Paper Heroes on Ryan Street. Two examples, one place I worked at, but both places I love to eat at, McFarland's Celtic Pub downtown and Southern Spice also on Ryan Street. An even better example of how much of my life is in Lake Charles, or really an even better example of how much of my life is on Ryan Street, is the school I go to where I will get the degree for my career is also on Ryan Street. So you can kind of understand my problem when I say I have two separate homes. Now the next one is my school life. I didn't go to a big school. The school I had gone to, Lacassine High School, my class was the biggest class that had ever graduated from there. And we were only like 72 or so people. Or 52, I've been corrected. That's even worse. Well, not worse, but you get my point. As you can hopefully tell by the sign in the art, our mascot was the Cardinal, the Lacassine Cardinals. For me in high school, I was definitely a lot different than I am now. I was a lot more soft-spoken. I rarely talked to anyone outside of my really small circle. But as high school went on, my interest started to develop. My love of board games started to come. Started to come to fruition. Alongside that, I continued my work from middle school into high school for the 4-H organization. Then, when I got into high school, I was now officially baptized in the family curse, known as the National FFA organization, or the Future Farmers of America, depending on who you ask. Alongside that, what I believe to have put influence in regards to my now degree plan for agribusiness was both FFA and FBLA, the Future Business Leaders of America, which I had participated in the last 2 years of my high school career. That's when a business teacher that I really liked and kind of melded with had come to work here and had really encouraged me to go forward. Moving on from that, my family, my pets. This is my mother and my father, Miss Leanne Vincent and Mr. David Vincent. My mother is an ag teacher, and she was my ag teacher while I was in high school at Lacassine. It was both a blessing and a curse. I'm not going to specify why. She's sitting right just to my right. My father originally started off as a campus police officer for Matney State University before going back to school to get his teaching degree, in which he now teaches agriculture in Lafayette High. Pictured here is my late older sister, Hannah Lee Vincent. She graduated from Louisiana Tech in agribusiness. Was it agribusiness? In agribusiness. And she had taught high school ag at Opelousas High. Pictured here are two of our dogs. The top one being named Gumbo. He's been with us for a few years now. The bottom one is a puppy that's only shown his face as the mother is hidden the kids. We haven't named him yet because we can't really catch him to figure anything out. What comes up next are my hobbies. Now, I have two parts to these. This is part one. Part one is mostly physical, and you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. One of the hobbies I've had for years is cooking. Now, I've already enjoyed food for most of my life. You can tell by my tremendous presence. But I didn't really start getting into the making of food and cooking overall until I got my first job in the food industry, working as a line cook at Southern Spice here on Rye Street. And eventually my second job working as just a general worker, as we kind of did a bit of everything at Paul's Rib Shack on Nelson and Country Club, near where they built that new Kroger's. Now, beyond that, I have two more hobbies that are a bit more niche. One being named Warhammer 40,000, the other Battletech, both the same thing. They're tabletop war games. They both follow the same process. You collect small little plastic miniatures, you glue them, put them together, and you paint them. One being more focused on superhuman space knights, the other on giant robots, because who doesn't love giant robots? However, the one thing they both share is that they are massive money sinks, Warhammer especially, since they just had like a $20 price increase. And in today's economy, you can probably understand my reaction to that news. Now, the second part of my hobby is virtual, which is very important considering the age we currently live in. By that I mean quarantine, virus, and all that. I've been a fan of cars for years now, and especially motorsports. NASCAR has never really done it for me. Going around a loop for 3.5 hours gets boring after the first couple of times. So I found other interests that helped pursue my love of motorsports in three particular titles. The more street and arcade oriented Forza Horizon 4, the more competitive and realistic Forza Motorsport 7, and my favorite form of motorsport, Rally and Rallycross and Dirt Rally 2.0. I say these are extremely important in this day and age because nobody can really do anything or go out to do anything because of fear of spreading the COVID-19. And so despite what Mother Nature has tried to do, I'm going to get my motorsports fix regardless of coronavirus's presence or not. Now, my future. What is that? Well, when I eventually graduate from McNeese in 3.5 centuries, I am going to be getting an agribusiness degree. I will essentially be working in a bank, not just a regular bank, or just a regular bank. I'll be working specifically at a farm bank, giving farmers, a good example in a nutshell being giving farmers loans for equipment, buying land, buying new crops to plant for the next season, things like that. That's why I mentioned the tie-in with FBLA and FFA earlier. A couple of prospects I could be working for in the future is the Louisiana Land Bank, or even for First South Farm Credit, the organization that has built an office near Clough on the outside of Lake Charles. They have that new Lighthouse gas station. And we have come to an end. Let me turn the light back on. Yeah. Wait, that's my presentation, Dr. Chung. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the patience you've had for me over the past year or so. Have a fantastic day.